Alright, what's up everyone, it's Wild Pro and I'm back with a Witchcrafter deck profile for DTM format. If you want to know more about it, I'll leave the link to the website down in the description. So now let's get started. First we got Morgana, which is one of your starters, since you can search out the Morganite spells and give firepower to the deck, since if you have 3 Morganite spells with different names in your grave and or banishment, you can change the attack of your opponent's monsters to 0 permanently. And next up we also got the Witchcrafter Genny, Patiri, Pittori, Schemata, which could help you out. Just normal summon them and then use their effects to help you go into either Adele, which helps you special summon the Witchcrafter monsters from the hand, or you can just tribute her in order to special summon a spellcaster from the grave. And then you can also go into Witchcrafter Hand, which gives your spellcaster's targeting protection, and once per turn, quick effect, discard a spell to destroy a face-up card on the field. But also, the main one you do want to be going into is Witchcrafter Madame Vier, since she is a negate monster negate by simply discarding a spell, and by revealing spells in your hand, you can boost up one of your spellcasters that is battling by 1,000 for each spell revealed. And to go into some support, we got the Perform Power Sky Magician Girl, Chocolate Magician Girl, Apple Magician Girl, Lemon Magician Girl, and Berry Magician Girl. These are essentially like monsters that aren't too important, but like help out the deck, since there are not many Witchcrafter monsters you can really go into. Cool. And then last but not least, Mathematician, which just helps you out by foolishing any level 4 lower monster. Usually you want to go for Schemata or Pittori, since Pittori will allow you to draw, but then you have to discard Witchcrafter spell, which doesn't matter because you're always going to be having spells in hand. And Schemata just helps you foolish any Witchcrafter card from the deck. And next up, got the spells. Right here we have Time Chain Morganite, Guild Gripping Morganite, Exclaiming Song, which are very important since they can each give you some important effects, like letting you draw twice for your draw phase, 2 normal summons, allowing your monster to attack twice, and dealing double battle damage. Or like with Guild Gripping, you can normal summon level 5s or higher without tributing, and you don't have to pay like points to activate spell and traps. Though there is a downside, since you can't activate any monster effects in hand, which doesn't matter since there aren't any into this deck. Those are really good to use. And then next we have the Rare Magic Acronym of Light, which just helps you foolish or just special summon Witchcrafter from the deck. Next we got Witchcrafter Creation, helps you search out the deck. And then we got Squirrel, Holiday, Fusion Confession, another important card since it is your only fusion card. Well, one of your 2 fusion cards in the deck. Then we have By Street, another important one since it helps you to protect your Witchcrafters from being destroyed once each turn. And then we have Draping, just to help get rid of some spell and traps on field. Unveiling helps you special summon Witchcrafter from hand. And Collaboration, which pretty much just targets Witchcrafter to then let attack twice during the battle phase, and your opponent can't even activate any spell traps. And then all these Witchcrafter spells are really good since they each have a effect where during your end phase, as long as you control a Witchcrafter monster, you can just add them back to your hand. Next we got Magician's Restage. It's just a small monster reborn, though you will mostly want to discard it since it has the effect where if it's sent to the grave, you can search out for any of the Magician's Continue spells, which are the Magician's Right Hand, which is a once per turn spell negate, and Magician's left hand, which is a trap negate. And then you also have Spellbook of Wisdom in the deck to help give some protection to one of your spellcasters, and then you have Secrets and Knowledge to help thin out the deck. And then you have also the Grand Spellbook Tower to just simply help recycle your spellbook spells. And last but not least, we have Magical Eyes Fusion and Upstart. Magical Eyes just simply just help fusion into either your fusions, which will only be 2 options, and then Upstart Goblin just to help give some draw. Yeah. Next, we have the chat, which starting off with Patronus, which is a really good continuous trap that lets you once per turn target a spellcaster in your deck or banishment to shuffle into the deck and then add any Witchcrafter spell from your deck to your hand. So really good. And then just some small support, Magician's Defense to just all it does really is just half any damage you would take involving your spellcasters. You can take this out for another card like Dark Bribe or any other utility you want to use. Next, we got some Lost Wind, also good card to help negate special summon monsters' effects. Storm Mirror Force for a bit of defense, and Jar of Avarice to recycle any cards that you need from the grave. And finally, the extra deck, which you only have 2 cards. Quintet Magician. You don't really go into it often. It's more of a last resort, since on summon, if you use 5 spellcasters with different names, which you're always going to be doing, it basically just board wipes your opponent. And then last is Witchcrafter Vice Madame, a really good card that helps you get your control going, since she has 3 effects that trigger whenever a spellcaster effect is activated or a spell card, which basically you can just pop any card your opponent controls, add a Witchcrafter spell from your grave to your hand, or special summon level 6 Witchcrafter from your deck. Really good. Good. You want to try to get this out as often. And then the DTM format does have a tier list, meaning there is limits to what you can play, and I'll show you those tier cards in the deck in a moment. So first off, the B tiers, these are cards that you can only run 5 of. The B tiers in the deck are Morgana, Magician's Left Hand, Magician's Right Hand, Rare Magic, Labyrinth of Light, and Time Tearing Morganite. And as for the A tiers, you can only run 3 of them. In the deck, you have the Witchcrafter Madame Vier, Witchcrafter Vice Madame, and Witchcrafter Hand. When it comes to the deck, for your tiers, these are the most optimal A tiers. Witchcrafter Golem is also an A tier card, which is why I don't play her. Though, if you want to, you could switch out the Hain for the Golem. Just not really advised, since I believe Hain is much more better for the protection and the once per turn pop. That's it, really. I will do a test hand just to show you how exactly you would try lay it out. This deck is fine going either first or second, though it is more preferable to go second, since you can get that draw, which helps you possibly further your plays. I'll give this a good shuffle. Alright, that is 5. There you go, second, so give it a draw, and then there you go. Start off with Lost Wind, Idel, Wisdom, your Spellbook Tower, and Holiday. So what you do here in this situation, it's not really optimal, but you can still easily work with it since you can easily normal summon the Morgana, search for the Succumbing Song, activate it, and then you'll use its graveyard effect to right away to banish it, add a Morganite card from your deck, which would be, where is it? The Time Tearing. And then you just simply activate it, shuffle up the deck, and then there isn't really much you would do. All you can really do would be, alright, and it's Succumbing, force you to place a card in the bottom, most likely end up placing it down the bottom in this situation, and then all you can really do is use the command spell book and then just set your Wisdom and Lost Wind. Not the best, but it still works since with Morgana, one attack is declared, you can use her effect to then banish the Time Tearing and negate the attack, and then you can hopefully get a better draw on your next turn, since with Time Tearing you can now draw 2. Probably do 2 more test hands just to try to get other possible situations. And then once again, you say you go second, so you will draw. And here is actually a more optimal hand, since what you would do here, you'll activate the Succumbing Song Morganite, and then you'll banish it to add the Morgana. And then you'll normal summon her. You'll most likely in this situation place the map position in the bottom. That is gone. And then you'll add the Time Tearing. And what you'll do is you'll simply activate the Time Tearing. And because you do need the fodder for what you are about to you would do next, you want to activate Guild Grim Research. It doesn't exactly really matter there, since either way it will be going to the grave, since you activate Creation to add a Witchcrafter card, which will be Schemata. Since you have the 2 normal summons now, you'll summon the Schemata, use her effect, trigger yourself, and discard the Guild Gripping with her in order to summon the Madovir in defense. And then you'll use the Schemata effect engraved to banish her to then Foolish the Witchcrafter by Street. And from there you simply just, if you want, you can just set the jar, end phase, grab by Street, and then you have 2 ways to, you can negate 2 attacks with Guild Gripping Time Tearing in the grave, and if you time it right, you can get a really good negate Madovir from there. And from here, you would just essentially just start setting up your board. Alright, do one more testing and then I'll show you the most optimal starting hand that you would typically would want to see. Once again, save second, so you draw. This isn't exactly the best hand, but it is still pretty good since you'll start off by activating Funeral Confession, fusing the Pittori and Mathematician in order to summon the Vice Madame. And from there, you'll activate. You set the Patronus, and then you will essentially just take the gamble by using Pittori's Graveyard effect, banishing her, in order to draw, and then discard Witchcrafter spell. Though that does trigger Vice Madame, allow you to spell summon level 6 or lower Witchcrafter from the deck, which you would normally go for Schemata. And give this just a small, quick shuffle. Then you draw. Unfortunately, it was not Witchcrafter spell, so hard for us to banish your hand. I believe. Yeah, you will be forced to banish your hand, though it is not too bad since you do have the Patronus set, and Vice Madame still triggers whenever your opponent will activate a spell. So it wasn't ideal, but it was still pretty good starting hand. Now I'll just show you your ideal hand would be. Your ideal hand will usually start by having Morgana, any Morning spell, just say Time Tearing, Schemata, Magician's Restage, and preferably the Witchcrafter by Street, and then just any Witchcrafter spell or anything else in general, really. So just so you can use as fodder to place back in the bottom of the deck, since you would summon the Morgana, use her effect such as Succumbing effect, banish to grab the Guilt Gripping, and then use Time Tearing and Schemata, discarding the Restage to summon the Madame Veer, and then you get Restage effect to add one of the hands, preferably the right hand, to get a spell negate. Then you activate by Street using the Schemata's Graveyard effect, banishing it to foolish any Witchcrafter spell, which helps you get a really good board setup, since you'll have some protection and attack negates, a monster negate, and a spell negate or trap negate, depending on which hand you grab off of the Magician Restage. It's a pretty fun deck. It is still a bit more in the competitive side, which is still fine. Overall, the deck is pretty fun if you really want to check it out. Otherwise, that is all for the deck profile. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Peace.